I should tell you, so before this photo exhibition started, Times of India carried an article. They carried our story that we are organizing this photo exhibition. Times of India also carried their article also, their statement also. Because they are releasing their statements. And yesterday night, they released a long statement. Forget the long statement. They informed to every press in the country. We didn't inform, they informed that we are organizing this photo exhibition. They gave a long statement, it was quite stupid of them. But the thing is that we are winning this battle. A little more support, we will win it for sure. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We are winning it. Inno konja strength kadachadna podu. A little more strength and we are done. And this is not someone now motivational speaker in that. I am a winner. I am saying arrogantly. We have won against Vedanta, we have won against Templas, we have won against Jindals, we have won against Jaggi Vasudev, we have won against Nityananda, we have won against Amit Shah, we have won against Annamalai, we have won against the Sangi monkeys. And we will keep winning. ஜெயிப்போம். அவங்க 10 வருஷம் ஆட்சியில் இருப்பாங்க, இன்னும் 5 வருஷம் இருப்பாங்க, இன்னும் 10 வருஷம் இருப்பாங்க. பட் ஜெயிப்போம், நம்ம தான் ஜெயிப்போம். அதில் எந்த மாற்று கருத்தும் இல்லை. வரும், ஒரு நாள் வரும். கேமரா வந்துச்சா? Is this camera enough? No, I need some light. இதுக்கு மேலே தான் மோட்டிவேட் பண்ண முடியாது. ஆதிக்கம் ஓவியம் காணும். இது recording now. Huh? Please recording. This is good? Yeah. Yours is good, Sheikh? Okay, please now. Each of you can come, give suggestions, ask questions, but talk, but give your opinion, please. Whoever has come here who is not from Auroville.
இந்த பிரச்சனையை தமிழ்நாட்டு அரசியல் கட்சிகள் எப்படி பார்க்குது? அவங்கள்ட்ட நீங்கள் அதை எடுத்துகிட்டு போனீங்களா? அவங்களுடைய பார்வை என்னவா இருக்குது?
தோழர், அரசியல் கட்சியை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இது என்னோட பர்சனல் ஒப்பீனியன். நாங்கள் ஃபீல்டில் போடுறோம், அவங்கக்கிட்ட சேருது. நாங்கள் எஸ்பி ஆஃபீஸ் போயிருக்கோம் 5 தாட்டி இது வரைக்கும், கம்ப்ளைண்ட் கொடுத்துட்டோம், அவங்கக்கிட்ட சேர்ந்துருச்சு. நாங்கள் ஒரு தாட்டி 50 பேர் போகிறோம் விழுப்புரம்க்கு எஸ்பி ஆஃபீஸ்க்கு, அவங்ககிட்ட சேர்ந்துருச்சு. நீ எனக்காக வேலை பாரு, நான் உங்ககிட்ட கெஞ்ச மாட்டேன். நீ கேளு, என்னப்பா பிரச்சனை, என்ன பிரச்சனை ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு? எங்களுக்கு ஒரு எதிரி இருக்கான், பாஜக எதிரி இருக்கான், ஆர்என் ரவி ஒரு எதிரி இருக்கான். ரீல் போடுற இல்லை, அந்த ஆள் நடந்து வெளியே போகிறப்ப அசம்பிளிலேருந்து வெளியே போடும்போது ரீல் போடுற இல்லை, பெரிய சீன்மாக்கெல்லாம் காட்டுறீங்க இல்லை, என்கிட்ட கேளு, நான் சொல்கிறேன். கூட நிற்கிறேன்னா நில்லு, நிற்கலன்னா ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு தான். அரசியல்வாதின்னு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அவங்களை எதிர்பார்த்து நம்ம இருக்கவே கூடாது. எந்த அரசியல் கட்சியை எதிர்பார்த்து இருக்கக்கூடாது. அது எந்த கட்சி வேணா இருக்கட்டும், உனக்கு அக்கறை இருந்தால் நீ வா. நாங்கள் டெமோக்ராட்டிக்காக நடத்துகிறோம், ஈக்குவல் ஃபுட்டிங்கில் உட்காரணும், பேசுவோம், எல்லாம் கலந்துக்குவோம். ஆனால் இந்த போய் பேசுறது, போய் கொடுக்கறது, விண்ணப்பம் கொடுக்கறதெல்லாம் தோழர், அது கொஞ்சம் முடியல தோழர் எங்களால். அவ்வளோதான், அதான்.
Spaces in
Ram has been associated with Auroville for a long
spaces.
time. So please, Ram, you need to take the stage and you need to. Sir, சொல்லுங்க சார். என்ன சொல்லுங்க கேட்டா?
Yeah. So I told you.
Yes, he is speaking. He is here.
Because I don't want to miss that movie.
Sure.
It's paused. Okay. For those who don't know about what you are watching there, this is typical Auroville story. This is what Auroville's dream was. Okay, my name is Ram. I have been associated with Auroville since 1998.
Please come. Spaces, Besant Nagar.
98. Water harvest I came in 98. 98. I remember that. 98 I came to water harvest to redo the organization under Tom Gabriel. And since then I have been associated with Auroville on and off. And more so since 2009, initially as part of the SEDAP project, and subsequently in creating a Sustainable Livelihood Institute in 2012. Arvind, by Jasmine, they all were part of the initiative. And I was a kind of imagining the institution and then becoming the first director of the Sustainable Livelihood Institute in 2013, and being part of it till about 18, when I had to step back because I was making other commitments here back in the city. I had to come back to Chennai. So I go back a long way. For me, Auroville is always convergence of several hundred people's quest for something. They wanted to manifest something higher within themselves. And that convergence, there are not enough spaces for somebody as a human being to become better than what you are in your own space. Right? I always look at Auroville as a space, one of the few spaces in the world that is available for people to become better in whatever they are, in their own quest for, you call it spirituality, some of them came not for spirituality, maybe some of them came because they wanted to live for, in service of humanity. You know, the dream attracted each one of them. Somebody came saying, you know, I'm attracted by service for humanity. Somebody said, I just want to be in a community. Somebody said, I just want to be in a spiritual space. Somebody said, I just want to plant trees and just be peaceful with people. There are people who have not been left the forest and being in the farm for so long in Auroville. There are people who work with the community for a long time. So I have been blessed to call Auroville almost my second home till the mess started in 2000. Till this entire thing started in 2001, whenever the new secretary came in, etc. What has happened for me is one of the things that always I've heard from several people is mother made this statement about Auroville, saying some of the biggest problems in the world will be brought to Auroville and it will be solved there. So sometimes we wonder if whatever is going on here, whether the rainforest destruction in Amazon or the kind of forest fire you see in different parts of the world or the kind of ill health you see in other parts of the world, whether all this is being brought into Auroville, into a small community space. If so, how does Auroville solve this world problems? And Auroville is solving it by the way Auroville is chosen to respond. The way, the magnanimity with which people have responded, despite being all the things that you said, you know, despite their houses being lost, despite the trees being cut, despite the livelihoods being challenged, despite their support being withdrawn, despite their imagine somebody who leaves everything 40 years coming and staying put and relating to a soil and being told suddenly, you go back where you came from 40 years ago. You can't relate to anybody where you came from. You can't relate to anybody who was there. You can't go back. There's nothing going back because you are part of the soil. You are the very identity of this soil. And I've heard senior Aurovillians tell me this could only happen in Tamil Nadu. I've tried telling that to bureaucracy. There is a lot of pride about Auroville. I have used Auroville as a learning space for a lot of people from across Tamil Nadu. Between 2012 till about 2018, we trained nearly 8,000 people from across rural Tamil Nadu, coming and learning about sustainability in Auroville through the Sustainable Livelihood Institute. We had people who came from completely diverse background, village women who came and who saw it, who went to Bernard's farm in Pebble Garden and said, "Sir, அந்த மனுஷன் மண்ணை உருவாக்குறான் சார். நாங்கள் மண்ணை கெடுத்து வச்சிருக்கோம் சார். I mean, we are destroying and this one is creating topsoil out of nothing." The wonderment, the sparkle in the eyes of people when they go in and see somebody like Bernard. You know? Or they go to Annapurna farm, the farm that is being destroyed right now, to give to some. Anyway, I don't want to come to that. But and see Thomas and listen to him. I mean, Thomas is only like a sage people go listen to him talk about all the things about, I mean, this realistic way in which he always explains peacefully to everybody. And then come back and say, yes, சின்ன விஷயம் தான் சார், மாடு எப்படி பராமரிக்கிறது, அதுலேருந்து எப்படி இருக்காங்க, சின்ன சின்ன வேலை பண்ணுறது, யார் சார் ஏன் சார் கற்றுக் கொடுக்குறேன்? Why is nobody teaching us this? Or to go to Krishna McKenzie, who's going to be here today. He's going to be. Yeah. So Krishna's place, and where they go and harvest the vegetables and go and cook with them, and then he starts singing along with these village women, and they dance with them. And I said, this is what life was. This is what life was when we actually were living in sync with nature. Auroville actually captured something deeply Tamilian there. People from across Tamil Nadu, village women who had never left their village, who came for the first time outside their village for a training program. Village women who for the first time stepped out to understand what is it that they are losing within their own communities and societies. To come and see people from all over the world practice it. You say, wow, and feel the pride and go back. That for me was what this dream also managed to provide. Being a space of spiritual practice, there was a peace. And then I always tell people, youngsters, I have had a lot of interns from some of the topmost management institutions across India coming to do internship with us. For about 8 years, we had some of the topmost B schools, students coming and doing internship. No longer happening, unfortunately. And each one of them, when they came, they asked me, what do I do, sir? I tell them, first thing, get lost. The best way to discover yourself is to get lost in Auroville. Don't use a Google map. It will not work in many places. Now they're trying to make it work, I think. And that is the bigger battle that's going on. The battle of the techno-nationalistic crowd that seems to think that with technology you can bring in a state of nationalism and control everything. So I used to always tell them, get lost in Auroville and be ready for a miracle. Miracles can happen on a two-wheeler stand. I have met somebody in a cycle stand, and then we hit upon a conversation, and we forget what we are both doing rest of the day, and stand there on the cycle stand and talk for the next 4 hours. And we are talking philosophy. Okay? That's what Auroville is for me. Auroville is a place where a million miracles can happen every day, and people go about doing it like it's what they do as a business. If you ask me what is Auroville's business, I will not say they're making some great organic clothing or they're making some pottery or all the things that you get to buy in all these boutiques here. No. Auroville's business is sustaining the hope that there is miracle possible in the world. There are not many places that do it. And for a mediocre bureaucrat to come and destroy something, to me that is very personal. I'm sorry. I rarely get emotional when I speak, but yeah. So to be in a space where for the entire world you are proving that miracles are possible day in and day out, and then a mediocre bureaucrat who doesn't understand anything, look at land, look at 1 year's accounts. What is mediocre bureaucracy? Mediocre bureaucracy is that which reduces everything into a balance sheet. That's what I define mediocre bureaucracy as. So these bureaucrats come in and they look at Auroville people and say, oh, this many foreigners, this many Indians, that is the balance sheet. This many land, this much value, this much land, this value. That is, everything is reduced into a balance sheet, into an accounting statement, and that is what they understand. That is what the miracle space is being reduced to. And that is why this struggle is very important. It's not important because, I live in Chennai. We deal with more mediocre bureaucracy than Auroville has done. I will say that. But what I would say is, it is the response that Auroville has created. It is the way the Auroville community has chosen to respond to this. That for me is very important. They have chosen to display a maturity. What does it mean to be spiritual? What does it mean to be to respond with responsibility? What does it mean to not give up hope? The many others would have given up hope. I was just watching Satprem from in the video. I know of all the friends who have gone. Satprem. Satprem is, for those who don't know, he is the one of the top experts on earth and architecture in the world. Nearly people from 80 countries come to learn from Satprem in Earth Institute in Auroville. Now his visa is cancelled, he's no longer around. Same with Lara, same with Auroville. I don't know, the number of people whom I have lost count, who have either gone away because they thought this is not going to work for them, or they couldn't put up with this anymore, or the people who said, okay, this is difficult for us to be here, or their visas have been cancelled and they're gone. Every person who's been gone is a part of Auroville that is gone. That is what the reality is. Because for me, it's again the convergence of the dreams, the convergence of the aspirations of these people. So that's why for me, this coming here, looking at it, I almost didn't go. I couldn't see the exhibit there. I couldn't bring myself to see the destruction. For several times when I went to Auroville, I would not visit that side of Auroville where the destruction had happened. And then one day I decided, no, I have to go see this now. So I took a bike and I just went around the entire place just to inflict the pain on myself and be there, look at it. Because we hear about people sometimes, in the name of there's the people who care for trees, people who love trees. And it's not about trees alone, it is about the soil. It's about nurturing the relationship between the soil and the animals and the species. It's the snakes, you go to Pichandipulam. Pichandipulam, the first signboard tells you this land belongs to the snakes. So if you encounter a snake, be respectful to it. And as you are going past one of the mud roads, suddenly you'll see a signboard saying, the ants and the small insects belong to the land. So please be respectful towards them if you encounter them. These are the sensibilities and the sensitivities that we do not acknowledge within ourselves. That's what I mean when I say where you can be something higher within yourself. To be in a space where you can be manifesting something that is higher within yourself. To be in an ecosystem like that. You have people from multiple cultures, multiple languages come and coexist. Here two jatis cannot coexist in Tamil Nadu easily in the same village. Often that is a problem for us. Here you have people from multiple nationalities, often speaking English in several languages, coexisting with each other. In Auroville, most often they are not. I managed to live in Auroville for a reasonably long period of time with just greeting people saying "Sava." I say "Sava, Sava." That's all. With that French, I managed to stay put most often than not. But thing is, it's a world in which everything is being commodified, and the world in which monetary value often overtakes human relationships. Auroville is another playground in which the war between those who want to sustain the human spirit and what the human spirit can manifest, and those who think everything has to be monetized. Auroville is one more playground, battleground for that. And like Piyush said right at the beginning, this is not a war that people who only think and manage things in account sheets or balance sheets are going to win. That's going to be very difficult. And it's going to be, but it's not going to be easy. It's been very dirty, it's been very horrible. I have been part of several of the groups, I have many friends, and for many of us, the worst part of this whole challenge in the last few years has been sustaining the respect for many of our friends. Because there are friends who have been opportunistic, who have also kind of, put up or said, oh yeah, we need to be understanding enough, we need to, maybe work with this new idea and see how we can go forward, etc. and that has been the most difficult one. And I hope not in too long, far away, or very soon, hopefully, that we can all sit together around the table and still talk and laugh and stay silent and enjoy this relationship of a new possibility, of a new dream, of hope and miracle that Auroville always held as a promise, not just for Tamil Nadu, not just for these bunch of 300, 500 people who live there, but for the entire world. So that's my hope, and that's my small effort to bring this to Chennai, talk to people here, and to help this. So I hope, I don't want to go too deep into all the things. Piyush very clearly said, don't talk about all the negatives, but I just want to leave it there. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
It's not on talk about negatives. I just don't want people